Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own fabric embellishments. All that you're going to need is a piece of artwork, something simple, a bold graphic, clip art. You can even use a photo, but you want to get something with simple lines. You don't want a whole bunch of complicated lines to cut. You're also going to need some Mod Podge. I like the satin version. It gives it a little bit of sheen, but it's not quite as obnoxious as the full gloss. A couple of different colors of contrasting fabric. You want it to kind of play off of each other a little bit because you're going to be layering it up. A fabric marker, some sharp scissors, and a shallow Tupperware that you're going to be putting the Mod Podge in. Oh, and plenty of baby wipes because this is going to be a messy project. So we're going to start off by cutting out the car. You're going to want to cut out all the separate pieces. Okay, so now that we have our separate pieces, we're going to want to trace them onto the fabric. For the main body of the car, I'm going to use this one. And then I think the tires might look nice with a little bit of this fabric. And for the windows, maybe we'll use a little bit of this. And now that we have them all traced out, we're just going to use our scissors, a sharp pair of scissors. You want some good ones that'll cut through the fabric. And we're going to just cut along the lines. You don't need to use any type of pinking shears because once we put the fabric into the Mod Podge, it'll seal the edges up so you won't have to worry about any fraying. Okay, so now that we have all of our pieces together, we're going to take our shallow Tupperware, and add a little bit of Mod Podge to it. You don't want to fill the thing all the way up. You're not going to use that much of it. You don't want to waste it. So just a thin layer on the bottom. Another thing that you're going to want to have on hand is some type of flat plastic surface to set these on once they've been dipped in the Mod Podge. You don't want to use wax paper because the wax paper the wax will peel up when you take the fabric off of it. This is just a cheap little acrylic cutting board that I have. It can easily be cleaned off. You could also use a cutting mat or even maybe a plastic bag. Then we're going to take our pieces of fabric, dip them through the Mod Podge, and kind of squeegee off any extra liquid. And lay it out to dry. You can kind of smooth it on top too once you're done. There we go. And like I said, messy, so baby wipes are good. We're gonna let this sit out and dry, and then I will check back with you. Okay, we let them dry for about an hour and a half, and then you come back and they're really easy to peel off the plastic backing right here. You might have a little bit left of glue that peels up with it. You can just pull that off with your fingers, or you can go ahead and trim it off with some scissors. And once you get that done, then it's time to go ahead and start assembling your car. But you can see that Mod Podge gave it a really nice sheen. It made the fabric thicker. It's going to be a little more durable, and it's not going to fray on the edges. So let's go ahead and put our car together. You can assemble the car, your embellishment any way you'd like. You can assemble it by adding more Mod Podge to it and laying the pieces on like that. You can use hot glue. I chose to stitch. I stitched around this little window on the car. I stitched around the edges of the car. You can even stitch this directly onto the piece that you're going to be using, but mine's a book, so it was a little bit too thick to stitch all the way through. You can also start adding different embellishments to it. You can add a little jewel for the headlight. And as you know, this month's Label Tulip kits are all about travel, so that is why I chose the car. It's going to be on the cover of my album about our trip to Disney World. Little red brake light. You can add some pearls, a little strip of pearls on here for the door handle. There we go. And then for the tires, I went ahead and stitched some little buttons onto them. You can add those. And I'm going to use just a little bit of hot glue to glue this all down on my album once I'm finished. We also have these really cute little pins. You can stick a little pin that says Detour on it in the back there. And we even have some cute little chipboard that you can trail behind the car. And there we go. That's what it looks like when it's all assembled and hot glued down onto your piece that you're working with. Voila, your own fabric embellishments.